Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
I am Adil Razik Vakil of Class 9 from DPS Greater Noida.
And I am Aditya Sharma from Class 9 from DPS Greater Noida.
I'm going to present on the topics centrifugal force, but we will also give a little brief about centripetal force.
Now, talking about centripetal force. Centripetal force is an inward force and it acts at the center of a circle. The centripetal force is the force that keeps an object in a circular motion.
Now coming to centrifugal force. A centrifugal force is often called a pseudo force. This is because it acts in an outward direction. The reason for this is when an object is in a spinning motion or is rotating, it has a tendency to keep moving in a straight line due to its inertia, which results in an outward motion, and this force is termed as centrifugal force. Now coming to the relationship between centrifugal and centripetal force.
Both the forces are the sides of a same coin. Both the forces are equal in magnitude but are in opposite direction. The centrifugal force acts in outward direction, whereas the centripetal force acts in an inward direction.
There are three principles of centrifugal force. There's the outward force, there is the relationship between speed and centrifugal force, and there's the effect of radius on centrifugal force. The outward force I've already talked about. Coming to speed and centrifugal force. Now what happens when you increase the velocity of an object in a rotational motion is always changing. So if we increase its magnitude, that is its speed, its inertia would get increased. And with an increase in its inertia, its tendency to remain in a straight direction increases and its centrifugal force increases. And coming to the third point, effect on radius of the centrifugal force of an object moving in a circular path. In a smaller radius, more centripetal force would be required to keep the object in a circular motion. And when there's more centripetal force, there will be more centrifugal force. But when we increase the radius of the object, the centripetal force required to keep the object in circular motion would decrease and the centrifugal force would increase. And now we come to our model.
This is a tippy top. It's made of two parts. First is this truncated sphere and a stem. The stem is placed perpendicular to the truncation, and the most fascinating part about this model is its rotational movement. When I rotate it, we see that it flips over, and due to the frictional force of this table, it comes back to its original position and it tries to be in that stable equilibrium position. An explanation for this one can be that the center of mass of this tippy top lies at the bottom, but when I give it some rotational momentum, it spins around and the center of mass is pushed outwards. This causes the stem of the tippy top to rotate and rotate till a point where it just flips, and after the friction force acts on it, it comes back to its original position.
To give you a better view, if I take this and if you watch closely and I give it a spin, now what happens when it spins is that the stem tries to keep moving in a straight line, and when it tries to keep moving in a straight line, it's due to its inertia, it slowly and gradually comes downwards until it flips over. This phenomenon can be explained by a centrifugal force. Due to its center of mass, it returns back to its equilibrium. Now coming to real life applications of centrifugal force. Now if we observe a washing machine, what happens in a washing machine? The barrel in which the clothes are spun at a high velocity, at a high speed, and the clothes are pushed outwards due to the centrifugal force. And the clothes holding the water, the barrel drains the water out of the clothes. So that's basically how a washing machine works.
Now, coming to amusement parks. The basic scientific phenomena that all these amusement parks use is centrifugal force. The centrifugal force in rides, all the rides in an amusement park The centrifugal force pushes the people outwards and it gives a sense of thrill and adventure to the people, which people like.
And now coming to one of the most widely used concept of centrifugal force, it's in centrifuges. Centrifuges are devices in which we separate substances based on their densities. And that also uses the centrifugal force. And these are basic applications of centrifugal force. And I'm sure you quite get the idea of what a centrifugal force is. And now let's explain how centrifugal force was used in our own Indian history. Now, I'm sure you all would have heard of the Mars Orbiter mission. Our scientists achieved the feat of sending the orbiter to the orbit of Mars in very less amount of money without spending extravagantly. So what scientists did was they sent the Mars orbiter into our Earth's own orbit. And this did not require any fuel because the orbiter was orbiting our own Earth. But at a particular point, they would boost its velocity by giving a fuel boost. So a very small amount of fuel is used and its velocity has increased. And with an increase in velocity, its inertia has increased. With an increase in inertia, its apparent outer movement increases. And slowly and gradually, they kept on increasing the distance between Earth and the orbiter and let the orbiter enter the Mars orbit. That is how we achieved this feat. So in conclusion, this centrifugal force, along with centripetal force as well, governs a lot of aspects of our life. And I'm sure we must have done a good job to give you an idea of what it is. Thank you.
Thank you.